This episode of the Cult Popture podcast was brought to you by our Patreon. If you want to tell us which films we should watch, get up to 2 extra exclusive podcasts a month, give us something to talk about in the post-credit scene at the end of each episode, or join us for our monthly movie club Zoom call where we discuss a film together, then please consider joining the cult and donating at www.patreon.com/cultpopture. What's up, gamers?
Oh, right. Yeah, exactly right. What's up, gamers? This is your gaming podcast, Cult Popture. I'm AJ. Hey, Richard.
Yeah, just call me, just call me Richard.
Gamer Richard.
Hacksaw Richard XX.
Oh. I'm Gay J. Oh, I was going to go Gamer J.
I don't know about that
Gay
one.
J. I'm Gay J. Whatever. We can bring.
It's
acceptance
2020.
to-
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. We should be bringing like more diversity to a very straight white male dominated industry that is the gaming industry.
Right, so are you going to say that you're just going to pretend to be part of the
you're
LGBTQ
gay.
community?
Well, you're not actually a gamer, and I'm not actually gay.
I feel
but
like yours is more offensive, though.
I disagree.
The minority that is the gaming community.
I did like Joker, so I'm halfway there.
There you go. And over here we have Emily, Gamer Girl.
Gamer girl.
Bathwater on
Nyan.
sale now.
Yeah, Nyan cat.
Oh.
Cat girl. I don't know.
Very cool. So,
And with that being said, let's get right into it.
welcome to the Cult Popture podcast. Today we are going to be talking about video games. Specifically, we're going to be talking about the 2 PlayStation 5 preview expos that have happened over the last couple of months. One was on June 11th, I believe, and then one was the other day on September 15th?
16.
16?
I don't know. Time moves.
Yeah, and we're not going to be talking about any other consoles because I think PlayStation have got to like that Apple level where it's like, if you're talking gaming, you're talking PlayStation.
That's really interesting because I imagine if you spoke to someone who identified as a gamer, they would say it's either PC or Xbox.
Real?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And there's a lot of people who like Nintendo too.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I actually imagine. I think PlayStation is probably the least popular. No, it's obviously not. PlayStation is consistently outsold Xbox, but like, I think the idea of a gamer, and when you say like, if we're talking gaming,
right.
it's like you're talking about like FPS kind of like.
You're
those sort
talking
of games.
Xbox and Doritos. You're right.
Yeah,
you're
like
right.
that kind of thing.
Mountain
Like I
Dew.
associate that a lot more with Xbox and PC as well.
So as PlayStation people, are we classier? Are we like more mature? We're refined.
I believe they call us casuals.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you remember? You probably don't remember, but when
were too young.
Kanye West's Graduation came out, 50 Cent was also releasing an album, and 50 Cent was like, "If Kanye outsells me, I'll fucking retire from rapping." He later claimed it was a joke when Kanye West massively outsold him. But it's like, Kanye has a lot, well, especially, in his like Graduation era, has a lot more like broader appeal. So it's like, even if you're not super into rap, you probably liked a few Kanye West songs, whereas you might not like, be into 50 Cent, and especially like his later stuff after Into Club, whatnot. And I think it's like PlayStation's
I haven't heard whatnot.
PlayStation's a little bit more universal kind of thing, and it covers more of the whole spectrum of like of types of gamers, whereas Xbox is kind of like trying to appeal a bit more to that like gamer community because of the connection between Xbox and Microsoft, they kind of don't really care if you're playing PC or Xbox.
Yeah. And Xbox has been shot 17 times and is still alive, so.
Who's the real hero?
Yeah.
That is appropriate then, that kind of idea of PlayStation players being a bit more casual, because we are such casual gamers, all 3 of us, I think, that the title of this episode is actually something along the lines of PlayStation 5 games we're probably not going to play. So what I thought it could be fun to do was to go over the plethora of games that we've seen trailers for over the last 3 months, and talk about why we're not going to play most of them and which ones we are going to play, of course. Because as with all of our podcasts, they're a pretty generic topic that we've worded in an original way, but that's really just a way to shoehorn actually just talking about the games we think look interesting into what seems like a more interesting topic.
I feel dirty now.
Yeah, it's a dirty game, this
like
podcast.
You need to go have a bath, Emily, and save your water, though, because...
So, did you guys watch either of these
I watched
live
both
streams?
Of them.
You watched both of them? I watched the first one. I did not watch the second one.
I didn't watch the second one live, but I watched the whole thing like an hour later.
Okay. I watched the first one live, or at least some of it live.
Wasn't it like 6 in the morning or something? Or
8
No,
a.m.
it was about 10 a.m. I was on the bus going to work and then had to work. But Emily, do you live stream? Do you watch these live streams?
So I haven't watched these ones, but like the usual ritual for me most years is to get a bunch of friends together and watch either E3 or any big like Nintendo Directs or or CEO. Yeah, any big convention was like usually back in the not apocalypse times.
Yes.
We'd have like people around to watch the live stream, to do bingo cards were a big thing because they're pretty like when you get like a couple thousand gamers in one room, they're pretty predictable in what they say. So
and the stench.
It was and the stench.
We say this like there definitely isn't things that podcasters say all the time.
Yeah, and the stench.
Yeah. Yeah, so like the usual ritual for me was like a communal thing. It was like it was like watching a movie with your buds and yelling at the screen and saying, "Ha, nerds!" But then, like,
I mean, you can still do that.
Yeah.
In New Zealand during COVID times, it doesn't seem like it's all that different.
I think it's more that these events aren't happening, AJ, not that you can't have your friends around.
Yeah. Stop boasting, huh? But yeah, it's a little different now. I mean, I'm feeling a bit sleep deprived, so at least that feeling's still there because like usually with time difference things, you'd be watching at like 3 a.m. and the things you're yelling at the screen would just be delirious, like little unraveled guy, cute Pikachu.
And that would be hilarious.
And then you'd be cackling.
Yeah. One of my favourite sleepover memories of something that wasn't hilarious in waking life, but was at 4 a.m. was my friend when I was 15. We were saying how content we were at something. She's like, I'm real content. Yeah, I'm real content. It's like pitch black, lying in sleeping bags on my lounge floor, and then there was like 30 seconds of and 30 seconds at 4 a.m. is like you're about to fall asleep.
Right.
And then he just goes, I'm content as a crumpet. And my God, I was slaughtered with laughter. It was so funny.
It's funny because even when you're like 15 or whatever, like you knew it was a lie.
Yeah, I'm not content at all. Anyway, so we're going to go through some of these. So there are a lot of them, and we're not going to focus on all of them. And the cynical part of me doesn't want to focus on all of them because, my God, some of these games look fucking identical. And they have for years as well. Like, I feel like a lot of style has leaked away from, like, mainstream video games in these new generations.
Well, I think it's like now that they can be a lot more realistic, it's like there's a push to just try and be realistic, and so it's like you don't have like mascot gaming anymore, like Mario and Spyro and Crash. It's like you've got this person that just looks like a real person.
Yeah. So the first one I've got here is from the June convention, and it is Kena Bridge of Spies, which is a
it's not called that. It's called Kena Bridge of Spirits.
Bridge of Spies, Richard. It's the Steven Spielberg movie.
Yep.
Bridge of Spirits.
You get to play as Mark Rylance.
And that is like a is that like the cutesy looking platformer one?
It's kind of like a Yeah, it's almost like the character design is almost like Miyazaki kind of, or like like anime inspired. It does look very cute, and it's like elements of platforming. Looks like it has elements of like RPG or JRPG kind of stuff. This was like
Emily's watching it. What does it look like?
It just looks like little forest people.
Yeah.
They got big eyes.
I will put a link to all the trailers that we talk about in the show notes, by the way.
It looks like it's inspired by something like Princess Mononoke, which is the Miyazaki film, which has like the little, and they're in Totoro as well, but like the dust mites and the forest spirits and things like that. It's
yes, that's right.
But yeah, so this was actually, I was going to say this was the first one that they showcased in that June event, but it was actually the second one. It might not even be the second one, but the first game they showed off was GTA 5. It was like PS5 coming before the end of the year, and you can play this PS3 game on it. And it's like, they made this huge deal about this big reveal because it was like the first logo that came out with was Rockstar, and I was like, fuck, they're coming out guns blazing. Then a new GTA, and it's like, no, it's the same GTA that we've had for fucking 7 years, and it's coming in 2021.
Yeah, because on their website they like changed a banner head to like this futuristic robot lady, and it was just some old art they had, I think. But like people are like, oh my god, the new GTA is ready to go, and they've got concept art ready to show us. And no, it was just
that is supremely disappointing.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I think my headcanon is that like Sony obviously like really, really wants to preserve a good relationship with Rockstar. And so they were like, it might be that like GTA 6 it'll be like exclusive or like a timed exclusive for PlayStation, or there'll be something coming that's like exclusive. And so this is part of them like trying to keep Rockstar happy.
Okay. So I thought after each game that we talk about, even if we only talk about it for a few seconds, we'll go around and say, are we going to get it? Are we going to play it? I'm probably not going to play this. Emily?
Not going to play it.
Richard?
Probably not going to play it, no.
I'm sorry, Sooty.
We spoke very positively about that game, and I'm almost never going to play it.
Well, that's the thing, is that like I watched the thing, and it was funny watching this like in real time, being like, that looks cool. And then being like, oh fuck yeah, I might get that. And then it's just like, as the more games come out, it's like, as soon as there's like 3 to 6 that I would play, it's like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. But also as well, it's worth mentioning that there's a few games that were in the June one, which were also on the September one. And we'll talk about them when they come to the September one. So, like Spider-Man Miles Morales, we're not skipping over it here.
Or Death Proof is another one.
Deathloop.
Sorry.
Deathloop.
Not Death. Fuck, I'm bad at this. Fuck, I'm a bad podcast. Dead ass.
We're talking about games today, AJ. Stop saying movie titles.
Yeah, it's like you don't want to talk about games today or something.
So the second trailer, that I've got written down here, is called Goodbye Volcano High, which is a plot-driven, like, you play the story.
Yeah, it's like a storybook kind of game.
Oh, is it like Life is Strange?
A furry anime school's last day of school.
It looks like it could be quite a cathartic OC kind of coming of age.
Yeah,
last day of
there
school
are good
thing.
games like this around. There's like After Party and
but these characters are all dinosaurs.
Yeah,
and I was like, this ruins. The idea. This absolutely ruins the idea
because it's very like a weird furry kind of thing. Yeah, because they're like humanoid. Like they're not just like full on dinosaurs. They're like partly humanoid,
but
also
very
it's like
furry. Oh no!
Emily's watching it right now.
Like this is an original IP as well, because like watching the trailer, I was like, oh, this must be the final one in a series I haven't followed, or it's like a TV show adaptation. But it's an original IP, and it's called Goodbye Volcano High. I was like, what? Like this is the first game in the Volcano High series.
So not going to play it, Richard?
Not at all, no.
I will never see this game again after Emily turns it off on her phone. Emily, are you going to play this game?
No, why does everything need to be set in high school? Like, I'm over it.
God, why does everything have to be dinosaurs? So the next game we're going to talk about is a trailer for Ghostwire Tokyo. Ghostwire : Tokyo, which is... There are so many games here that is like word, place.
That's Japan, baby.
And it's so intense. Ghostwire Tokyo is one of the ones I didn't write down a description for, and it has been lost in the myriad of my mind. But I think it's like, is this the one where it's like a first-person shooter and you shoot spirits at people, and it's in Tokyo?
Yeah. It's described as an action adventure, so I don't think it's like specifically first person. It is made, or like it was announced by Shinji Mikami, the guy who made, he made the original Resident Evil games.
Okay.
So, and he made The Evil Within, which was like a really great, horror, action adventure. So people are pretty hyped for this one, although there's not been that much.
Yeah, it's made by Bethesda as well, who I think the public opinion has like turned on in the recent years. Am I right?
Yeah.
Who made Fallout is kind of their main thing, but so this is a 2021 release as well. This is one of those games that it's like, it could go either way, and it's like it's that kind of like, I would, if it gets good reviews, I would be tempted to check it out. Although one thing that is worth mentioning is that we just found out today that according to one website that has pre-orders, like PS5 exclusive games are going to be $140 in New Zealand, and it's like, here, like a brand new PS4 game, if it's like a AAA title, you save up $100 for it knowing it's coming. You might be able to get it for 80, maybe 90, but $140 is a lot of fucking money. How much they're selling for in the States converted to New Zealand is about 100. Add GST, it's about 112. And then there's like a Kiwi tax because fuck you. An extra like $28.
Fuck, that's so expensive. So yeah, I'm probably not going to play any of these games, to be honest, because $140.
That's the thing.
Is a lot of money.
But I mean, maybe the digital only version of the PS5 will be like the games will be cheaper in the store. And it's like, genuinely, if it's like, if I'm going to be able to pay $140 for new ones and I can get them for 80 or 90 in the store, it's like, maybe it is worthwhile just getting, because I've still got the PS4. I can still play all my old PS4 games on that. But yeah, who knows?
Who knows?
But yeah, this game is like, it's borderline. If I can get a good deal and it's like not, it's getting good reviews, I might check it out.
Like, I might not play it right away, but I do want to check this out because of like going back to like my little E3 ritual, like in 2019 this was announced at an E3,
right? And
the like presenter that came out is like, she's become a beloved figure on Twitter and like in the gaming community, because her name's Akumi Nakamura, and she's super cute. And she came out on stage, broken English, and was so grateful for all the all the feedback and stuff. And she's actually Shinji Mikami's apprentice.
Right.
So she was working on the game. I don't think she is anymore, which is kind of a red flag. But she announced the game with Shinji Mikami. It was great. It was like, oh my god, new like Resident Evil type game, and it's in good hands, but now they're both sort of attached, sort of at a distance to the game. So it's kind of
is worth mentioning as well that Nakamura didn't like just have creative differences about this game. She actually left the studio that created it.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are both on maybe we'll play it.
Yeah.
I'm still on not going to play it. So that means I'm winning currently.
Oh.
The winner is the person who's going to play the least amount of PS5 games on this list.
But does it count if you just play Last of Us over and over and over
again? It absolutely doesn't count. So the next game that we're going to talk about is Horizon Forbidden West, the sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, look at you, AJ. I saw you didn't read that off your notes. You knew that off the top of your head.
The reason I knew that is because Horizon Zero Dawn is a game I'm so close to playing. There is an alternate...
God. Dude,
there's an alternate universe where the Horizon Zero Dawn is my favorite game on PS4, and I'm super excited about the sequel. I've seen people play it, and I'm like, that looks cool.
Yeah. fuck off, Ellie.
Yeah.
Alloy is now my new best friend.
Like literally, I had a week when I was babysitting my sister's puppy, and I took over my PS4, and it's like I'm house ridden for a week because I can't leave because I got this fucking puppy. And I was like, I'm gonna get a new game. I'm gonna like get into something. I ended up playing a mix of a few games. But I was like Horizon Zero Dawn because it's PlayStation Hit, so I think it's only like $35. And I was like, I put it into my cart and was like, my thumb was hovering over X to select like purchase, and I didn't go through with it. Like I'm moments away from playing this game. So many times in my life, because it's the style of play that I quite like of a bit of Uncharted-y kind of platforming, but a more open world and combat based,
and a cool idea as well. Like this, just apocalyptic America, but it's like robotic animals. I don't know. I haven't
and
played
tribal as well. Like,
yeah.
And there's and it's a female lead.
Yep.
Very
A lot of
nice.
these
Emily,
are,
there you
actually.
go.
Thank you for doing that for me, Richard.
So I don't know. Forbidden West. It looks like a faithful sequel, I
Really?
guess, to the 5 minutes of the
that's
game I've seen.
Like it does look cool.
I actually haven't
Like,
seen any
just-
of it, and I kind of don't
Oh,
because I'm the same. Like I'm not against it. It's just sort of it's just missed me.
what a tragedy.
I know.
So therefore, probably not going to play.
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to play Forbidden West. I'm probably not.
I'm anticipating that I'll get a PS5. I'll blast through the 3, 4, 5, 6 games that I really wanted to play. There won't be many out for a little while. There'll be a period of time when there aren't any new releases. I'll go, you know what? I'm going to play Zero Dawn, and so that I can play Forbidden West, and I'll do both.
Right. So,
although AJ, like you did say to me the other day that you're going to get real into gaming next year.
I've got the coolest New Year's resolution. I'm going to play more video games.
Wait.
And I'm just going to sit around and play video games.
Just
all day.
embracing just being a shitheel. Nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Will you explore more games that you kind of wouldn't have normally?
Okay, Horizon is a very likely contender for what I'll play next year.
Well, I mean, like things like COD and stuff like that.
You gonna branch out? Fighting games? Tekken?
Yeah, there's certain games like that I'm like, I do kind of want to give them like a fair shot at some point.
I don't think I will. I think I'm going to stick to narrative games. I don't think I have a desire for other games.
Right. Yeah. Well, then, but then return policies, man. Why don't they exist for video games?
Yeah, true.
We need what's something like a rental place for games. Yeah. I wonder if they ever existed.
And maybe in this weird Horizon universe from an urban past.
Some kind of united place.
But also, it will be quite good that they've got they're doing like what seems like a better kind of version of what they have at the moment, but it's similar to Xbox's Game Pass on the PS5. This was announced on the just recent one. That it's like you've got all these games that are going to be free to you at launch with PS Plus, I think.
Oh, right, yeah.
And so it's like it is essentially like you can. It's like a Netflix for games, really. And that's kind of like Xbox's big selling point, and that's kind of why they're not really focusing on exclusives or anything like that. They kind of just want you to get Game Pass, because that's how they make their money. And so there is the Xbox Series S, which is the discless version, and it's a bit smaller and it's reasonably cheap. And it's like I could see myself getting that a year or two down the track just to get Game Pass and be able to chuck on a previous generation game and. Yeah, not have to worry about it too much.
Very good. Well, the next game I've got here is Bug Snacks, and let me tell you what kind of game Bug Snacks is.
I'm all ears.
Bug Snacks is the kind of game where you're 15 years old, your dad caves and buys you a PS5 for Christmas, and you get Horizon Forbidden West as the game you get. Your little sister, your 11-year-old sister, gets given Bug Snacks. All right.
It
looks like Viva Pinata for the next generation.
Okay, you've come in really hot.
Thank you.
Kind of shitting on this game. This is probably my most anticipated PS5 title. It's from the creators of Octodad, which I played just recently, and was a fucking awesome game.
Nice.
It's very short. You if you find it on a good deal, get it. You can finish it in a couple of hours. But it's a great like quirky sense of humor. And Bugsnax is kind of like an evolution of that. And I'd love to see like if this is like a full fucking like proper storyline game. It's set on the Isle of Bugsnax, and the bugs and the animals are made out of food, and like when you eat them, you become if you eat,
you're imbued with the power of a hamburger.
Yeah, if you eat a strawberry, your nose will turn into a strawberry,
right?
And yeah, it's like it's so unclear what the gameplay is or anything like that. There's one shot in the trailer of like what looks like I think a strawberry inside of a ball that's like being controlled through a course. And like this game just intrigues me so much. You should watch the trailer.
We're watching it right now.
I've got it on.
Because
is that little kiwis with like noses, like kiwi fruits as kiwis?
But it has a real cool song in it, and the Octodad trailer had a great song in it as well. That goes, Octodad, nobody suspects a thing.
Yeah.
Because you're playing as an octopus who can't let their family find out that they're an octopus.
Yeah,
Right.
it's just an octopus in a suit. It's great.
Nice. I think I have seen art for it or something like that. So is this our first definitely gonna play of the episode?
This is like a day one buy for me.
Wow, okay.
Like if this is a launch title, I'm buying whatever PS5 like bundle allows me to get Bugsnax.
It does feel like a launch title, not to disrespect it.
Well, it's very knack.
Yeah, it is. Emily, are you going to play this?
It kind of scares me.
Okay.
So no. It kind of reminds me of Spore. Did you ever play that game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It reminds
I'm
me
aware of it, but
it reminds me of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Oh yeah.
I think that's maybe
the
my
second
problem with it, is it feels like it's been done.
And you should want to
true,
talk about movies again.
Movies? I'm probably not going to play Bugsnax, but more power to you. I'll probably watch Richard play it at some point when I visit him. The next trailer is the most intrigued I've been by a game that I'm not with a company that I'm not loyal to in a long time. Right? Like usually I only buy games from companies that I'm loyal to, because I'm a consumer. Naughty Dog, Oddworld, that sort of thing. This game is called Returnal. Have you guys seen the trailer for this?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing, AJ.
Okay. Chuck it on, I guess.
It's ready to play.
And it is, you play, it's like Groundhog Day mixed with Alien. You play as like a
so it's Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah, a little bit. You play as like this very Ripley-esque lady who's an astronaut, and you crash land on a planet, and I think based on the trailer you die over and over again on the planet, and time loops, and every time she dies the world changes a little bit.
She's got
heterochromia. Yeah, she's got different coloured eyes. I don't know, it looked alright. If it was a movie I'd be keen for it.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a definitely probably never going to play for me.
Emily?
Definitely, probably.
I will probably watch someone stream this, but I won't play it.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah. I want to see what it's like, but I don't want to buy it.
Yeah, despite me speaking it up, I want to keep my streak of not playing any of these games more than I want to play this game. Oh, you've been convinced.
Well, I don't know. This trailer is meaty. I might have to watch it again later on.
All right.
In private.
So we've got a no.
Meaty with a chance of cloud balls.
We've got a no. We've got a I'll watch someone else play it, and I'm a probably not. Actually, if my New Year's resolution comes into full swing,
yeah, you're gonna have to.
I'll play Return. All right, the next one we got here is Stray, which I didn't add to the list, was added by Richard, so he can take it from here and tell us what it is.
Okay, so Stray is like the trailer, like this for a lot of people. I remember like talking to people at work after the event. They were like, "This is the one. Like this is the craziest one." So it's like it's Annapurna Interactive, who's like Annapurna the film studio. But so it like goes through this cyberpunky kind of post-apocalyptic thing that you see graffiti that says "R.I.P. humans." You see like robots, like homeless robots, and like all this stuff, and it's like setting up this really interesting world, and you're like, oh, I wonder what the game is going to be, and then it zooms into our main character who is a cat, just your average ordinary house cat,
a jellicle cat.
And then no
movies,
and then the title comes up and says Stray, and it's like, okay, I guess the cat is the main character, and the logline for it is: lost, alone, and separated from family, a stray cat must untangle an ancient mystery to escape a long-forgotten cyber city and find the way home. Now, this could potentially be like fucking real good.
Yeah.
I would almost prefer if this was kind of like a bit more of like an indie. I mean, it might be, I don't know, but I'm saying it would be cool if it's like an indie, you could play through it in like 5 or so hours, rather than like you have to upgrade all this shit and you have to collect all this shit. Like, it would be cool if it's just like a fun little quirky narrative.
Sort of like Inside.
Yeah.
Oh,
Looks
he's
good.
so handsome.
Looks good. So you'll play this, Richard?
Yeah, definitely.
I reckon I will, if it gets good reviews, I'll play it.
I also will need to see some gameplay as well.
Yeah, I can understand why your colleagues were like, "This is the one." I want to play.
Knowing the people you work with.
Yeah, the fucking no, no. I can like, I mean, it's people. It's.
Do you even know where Richard works?
Oh yeah, I've seen him. I've seen him on the telly.
Oh, I once was watching the news and I asked Richard to walk past the background, and the motherfucker did it. It was amazing.
It was. And the thing is, it wasn't even just like, oh, I was watching the news. It was like breaking into programming at 9:15 p.m.
It was a
to announce
COVID-19.
that COVID was back in the country after 103 days.
Here comes Richard.
And it was like, oi, Richard, do something silly in the background. Oh, okay, here I go. I had multiple people message me being like, I just saw you.
I just did not expect you'd be allowed to just do that, I guess. So that was very fun.
Well, I mean, it's just that they point a camera in the newsroom. They gonks to see me.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got the next 2 games written down. I don't remember which one's which.
I want to play Stray.
Okay. Well, we can't right now. We're doing a podcast. So the next 2 games I've got are Jet, the far shore, Name, the place, and Pragmata. I think Pragmata is the one with the little girl.
Yeah, it's like The Last of Us, and then they get sucked onto the moon.
Oh. Oh. And Jet the Far Shore, I'm going to guess it's either a first or third person shooter with very realistic art style.
If it's what I think it is, no.
No, Jet the Far Shore looks almost like a No Man's Sky type game.
Yes.
It's like
that's right. Yeah.
You're like, it's like an interstellar voyage kind of game.
You kind of found planets and stuff in it, I think.
Yeah, and Pragmata is it's from Capcom, and it's like the trailer was essentially like an announcement that we're developing a new game. It's called this. It's at least 2 years away.
Right.
So that's kind of the one we don't really have any information on other than kind of like a very, very vague story teaser trailer.
It'll be very like freaky because Capcom. Like
it looks like Death Stranding, doesn't it? Yeah. Is that Capcom?
No.
Who's that?
Hideo Kojima.
Damn it. So close to being knowledgeable about this area of pop culture.
Capcom is like Devil May Cry,
yeah.
Resident Evil,
okay.
Marvel vs.
Very
Capcom.
weird Japanese-isms.
Street Fighter.
As opposed to Kojima, which is...
Oh, he's on a different league. Like, it's the same genre, different league.
Right. Are you going to play Jet the Far Shore or Pragmata?
No.
No? Richard?
Jet the Far Shore, not a fucking chance. Pragmata is like, we'll see in 2 years when we know more about the game, but probably not.
Jet the Far Shore looks like the kind of shit you'd see on a PlayStation 1 demo disc. Like, the graphics way worse, but like the concept of like flying around to planets.
It's
like,
a very,
great.
It looks like a very kind of passive game.
Yeah.
Like cooler world.
Where it's like, it's the kind of the first thing you release to show off the graphics of that console. And it's like, look, you just fly around and look at shit.
Yeah.
All right, well, the next one I've got down here is NBA 2K21, which I will never play, but I will see someone play it, and I will be like, why are you playing a sport game?
Yeah,
What's even the point of sport
You'd be like,
games?
so can we go now?
Yeah, exactly. What do you guys think? You're going to play NBA 2K21?
This one I might actually like
You
play.
piece of shit.
Yeah,
You
no.
piece of shit.
Not on purpose, but for the same reason. Like I'll be
Right.
getting ready, and someone else will like be playing it, and then
Yeah.
we'll be waiting around. And oh fuck, you pass it over the controller.
Yeah, okay, I'll
Can
play
you play
NBA.
as LeBron James? You know, like basic knowledge
No.
of NBA. No, probably. Who knows?
Richard, you going to play this?
No, I'm like you, that I don't understand the appeal of sports games. Having said that, I have been playing a lot of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Oh yeah.
Which is kind
But
of
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater has like environments to explore.
Yeah, it is still, it would technically fall under the subgenre of sport
I
game,
guess,
but it is
so
like
would racing games, right? And I play them occasionally.
yeah, true, and but yeah, it features like kind of elements of platforming and things like that. But
Sports
yeah,
games,
no, yeah.
sports games where it's one map and it's only ever one map, and it's just the game. The
No,
different...
well, they have different maps, but it's like it's a court and there's just shit
Yeah,
around.
My
NBA,
friend-
every team has a different court, man.
Okay, well, my friend
Same
Steven
exact measurements.
played so much UFC 3 on PlayStation 4 that he knew it inside out, and there is literally no variety in that.
Well, UFC I could understand because people like fighting games, but I don't know, like
You don't know.
I mean-
You're underestimating how much he'd play it. Like everyone was like,
yeah, no, but I'm
"We're
just
so
saying
bored
that,
of
like,
watching this."
I understand the appeal of UFC more than like NBA,
Right.
But like watching the PlayStation Access videos and talking about the because the guy that hosts them talks about FIFA a lot, and again like that thing that we learned on the Airbud episode, that like the cool thing about sports is like stats, and that like it seems like you're building a team and things like that is kind of like the fun part of those games.
Oh, fun!
But
get
like you know,
invested,
it's the
man.
same.
Look
as,
at
like,
this menu.
you know,
God, I'm
well,
so
it's the same
excited.
as like, you know, CTR, it's like about unlocking more characters and shit like that. And like
Wow, I've absolutely been called out. I'm like, yeah, that's fun when CTR because they're cartoons and I'm a child.
Yeah.
yeah, whereas like other than like actual people that you like
Yeah.
know how good they are at basketball and shit. But anyway, this is a not play for me.
This is an accidental play.
Okay,
I mean,
this is a never play for me,
Yeah.
out of principle.
Might be a good time to bring up that I'm very disappointed. There's no fighting games. Like, no new fighting news. No
Because
notable
this
fighting
isn't.
games.
I don't know if this is canon on the podcast, but you're a. Am I saying this right? Tekken champion or something?
Not a champion. A legend. no.
We're called Tekken champions.
Yeah.
Tekampions.
Tekken. No. I enjoy Tekken, yes.
But you've played competitively, right?
Yeah. I played in tournaments when
AJ, it's not hard to play Tekken competitively.
it's. I mean, well, like I'm at like I started in high school, and then like you start playing at the arcades, and you meet people who just kick your ass. So you gotta either get better or go home.
And for example, I went home
Yeah.
after I played Tekken for the one and only time that I played it.
And then so now there's like, you know, it's like an esport now. It's like a legitimate sport.
Do you still pursue it competitively?
Not as much because of recent events. But I was in in the UK. I was going to tournaments, and like you go to local meetups and play with your friends. But it is like I do enjoy the competitive aspect of it.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Here we go. Yep.
How do you feel about Street Fighter?
Ugh. Okay.
Because they're the same thing from these eyes.
Unbelievable. Okay, I mean, we don't have enough time to get into it. Right? We just don't have enough time. It's
Can I also throw Mortal Kombat into the mix?
Oh.
Okay. They're very different. They're very different from...
Very?
Yes.
Okay. Like, even
So-
I'll concede that, like, Horizon Zero Dawn is similar to The Last of
Okay,
Us.
they're the same genre. But, like, so Tekken's... I guess the biggest difference is Tekken is, like, a 3D fighting game. So you can move left to right, and there's a lot more, like... There's a lot more options
Okay.
to, like, you know...
So
If
there's a
someone's
Z-axis.
punching you high, yeah. Someone's punching high,
The Z-axis,
low,
it's
or
all-
mid. Yeah. I just don't. I don't want to get into it. Right now.
Okay, all right, we can move on.
I'm sorry for bringing it up.
Right, So you like the easy one then?
What about this?
Oh
What
my
about
God.
maybe sometime in the future we can do a podcast on why the niche thing that I'm into is better than the other things in that niche that everyone thinks is just the same.
I like that, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That could be fun.
Hype it up, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so the next game that we're going to talk about is Astros Playroom, which is less a game and more like a showcase of the abilities of a PlayStation 5.
Yeah, so it's like set inside your PlayStation.
Yeah.
So it's like it has 4 different worlds, each based on the different components of your PlayStation. So like in the trailer, Astro, who I guess they're trying to make like the new PlayStation mascot, pops out of the controller and then explores. It's just a little cute little platformer. But the fun thing about this one is we're 100% all going to play this. It comes preloaded on your PS5.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. This is, unfortunately is my first definitely going to play of the podcast, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks fun. It looks like I like platforming. I think the only thing that turns me off is like all the PlayStation imagery that's in the game, making it clear that this is a product and not really like a piece of art in its
It's
own
like
right.
Sackboy got some armor
we'll talk
and an
about Sackboy later.
LED screen.
All right, so all definitely going to play. The next one is called
Reluctantly.
Godfall, which if I was a sitcom writer and the characters in my sitcom were making a game for the PS5, I'd jokingly call the game Godfall
Right.
because it's such it's such a tropey Mad Libs name for a PlayStation
I
game.
just found out now that it's not related to Titanfall.
Right. So this is the one. Is this the one where you like play as robots or something? I don't know. It didn't look very good.
That's Titanfall.
Okay. So probably not going to play Godfall.
Even you got it confusing.
No, you do. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like it's just one. It's I don't know the exact genre of game, but it's like a melee action RPG,
There you go.
looter shooter. It's like fucking Dark Souls, all those kind of games. Doesn't
It's
it? Me?
Gearbox. Randy Pitchford. Half-Life, dude.
I don't give a shit.
Okay, I thought you... Okay, sorry.
No, I actually do really like
Yeah.
AJ
Half-Life.
has no loyalty.
So I'm probably not going to play Godfall. Emily, you going to play it?
Hell no.
Richard, not going to play it?
Nah, mate.
There you go. All right, Hitman 3. Hitman is an interesting franchise. I think that it. I've seen a lot of the new Hitman 2. So there's been 2 Hitman 2s, but the latest Hitman and Hitman 2 are not a remake of the first Hitman and Hitman 2.
Just glazed over.
And there is no Hitman 3. Right? So the Hitman 3 is a sequel to the new Hitman 1 and 2.
Right. So there's the original series, which is Hitman Codename 47,
Yes.
Hitman 2 Silent Assassin, Hitman Contracts, Hitman Blood Money, Hitman Absolution, and then they did a World of Assassination trilogy, which is just Hitman, Hitman 2, Hitman 3.
Yeah, and
And
those
this is the
games are all interesting because because the original Hitman games I think were like linear levels. You progress through the game, whereas Hitman 2 at least is more like an open stadium, and it's like you have to kill these people. The rest is up to you. How do you want to do it? What order do you want to do it in? What do you want to use? It's all up to you. So it's interesting. And I probably won't play it, but good on them for making another one. You know, apparently the first one wasn't very well received because it was too small, but the second one was. And in the second one, you go to New Zealand in the first level. You go to Hawke's Bay, and no one has a New Zealand accent. I actually have Hitman 2 in this room somewhere. My brother left it with me, and I never played it. And I'll never play Hitman 3.
Yeah. Well, I had no idea it was so, like, there's so much. Like, I had no idea there was such a web. Like, I've watched a lot of Hitman streamed, like, other people playing it and streaming it. I must have seen, like, snippets of every game and just not known.
Right, because there's 8 fucking games.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Not going to play it?
No.
Not going to play it?
I'm just going to watch it, stream it.
I'm not going to play it. The next one is Little Devil Inside. This is the, like, almost Wind Waker-esque art style, I think. I
don't know what Wind Waker is, but...
Zelda, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, the Toon Link.
Oh yeah, sure.
Like shell,
yeah.
shell.
I don't know if it's.
cell-
They
cell
almost look
shading?
like they're made out of like wood, like they're wooden puppets kind of. Are you looking?
Yeah. Well, yeah, or like little paper craft things.
Ah.
Yeah.
This one looks cool.
Yeah.
This is probably a definite play for me.
Yeah. I can't commit. I'm like maybe if it gets good reviews.
Well, that's the thing. It's like if it gets good reviews and it, as we see more gameplay, like I'm so like anal about like very specific gameplay styles that I enjoy. And so like that's the thing with like the Avengers game. I didn't end up getting it after looking forward to it for years because I just wasn't into the like looter shooter gameplay style. I might pick it up when it's like real cheap.
And also the reviews were like wretched for the Avengers. I've watched a couple of reviews for Avengers. It looks like shit.
Yeah.
It looks like an unfinished piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like it looks awful. But yeah, this game looks cool. I reckon I could see myself playing this.
It looks cute as heck. They copied Mad Max there for
It
that
does.
little shot.
It does it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It does. It does get more points for not being the same
Samey
art
same.
`style as all these other ones.
Do you know what it reminds me of?
It reminds me of like a Tim Burton movie.
There's a game called The
Yeah.
Missing.
Mm-hmm.
That I really want to play. It's on Switch, but I was too poor when it came out. It reminds me of that. I've only heard good things about it.
Yeah.
But I don't really want to research it too much, so I can't really. I don't really know what it's about.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll probably play Little Devil Inside.
Yeah, it seems like a very AJ
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of game.
Emily,
Um,
you'll watch me play
I'll watch you play.
it. Project Athea. This looks like it was made to be like, look what the PS5 can do. I think is it this the Square Enix one?
Athea.
Yeah, it's like a new sub studio of Square Enix.
Right.
But again, this is another one that's like we don't really know much about this yet.
Yeah.
It's in development. It probably won't be called this, but watch this space.
Right. Okay. Probably not going to play it personally.
Yeah, personally. Yeah.
Emily?
I've not seen a thing about it.
Well, I'm going to make the decision for you. You are
So
not
no.
going to play it.
Oh, I like Square Enix. Oh well.
Ah, damn it! Now I can never play it.
Next one, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. In another universe, I'm a big Ratchet and Clank fan,
Yeah.
but the fates spun a certain way, and I fell into the much less rewarding Jack and Daxter camp as a youngin'.
They stole your heart.
Well, because I think Jack and Daxter is a cooler aesthetic, like a cooler world than Ratchet and Clank. But my God, they gave you nothing in Jack and Daxter. Like being a Jack and Daxter fan was like looking over the pond at all the stuff Ratchet and Clank got,
Yeah.
like all the spin-offs and like the movie that it got, and it like Ratchet and Clank stayed in the public consciousness this whole time.
Yeah,
Jack and Daxter released a new game in like 2011, and like it made a drop in the ocean. It should have been the biggest deal for me. I didn't even finish it because it was so average. But yeah, if this was Jack and Daxter Rift Apart, I'd be like, motherfucker, I'm going to play this game.
Jack and Daxter's like Shelbyville.
Yes,
It's a
that's exactly
Springfield,
it.
yeah.
That's exactly it. It is what I imagine. You know how like, I don't know, fucking American football fans, they're like, oh, being an Arsenal fan is one of the most punishing things.
Right.
You know, Arsenal, please don't get angry at me. I picked a random,
But,
probably inspired by
being
Ratchet
a
and
Warriors
Clank.
fan in New Zealand.
Okay,
is
yeah, they're like,
Yes.
oh, it's
Good analogy.
it's such an unrewarding thing because they always lose or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like with Jack and Daxter. It was like
They were once glorious.
not even that. Like
Oh.
I want it is good,
Yeah.
but the Ratchet and Clank gets all the good stuff.
Yeah, and you're just stuck because you've committed to this loyalty.
Jack and Daxter's on his desk right now.
For your information, all the stuff is on my desk because I don't have a little tripod, and we're filming our
you
web
need
series
like a-
here,
right.
and I had to stack up.
Stand.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Jack, so Ratchet and Clank, I've never played a Ratchet and Clank game, but it's one of those things that it's like, because it's, for a while it's going to be one of the only PS5 games, and it's, it's mascot gaming, which I quite like.
Yeah.
I might pick it up.
That's the thing. That's how they got PS4 or PS3 as well. Like, I played a lot of one of the Ratchet and Clank games on PS3, I think. More so than I'd played any other Ratchet and Clank game because it was there and in front of me, and there was nothing else. So I will say, I don't think I'll buy Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, but if I somehow like got it in a bundle or something, so I guess that is buying it, but wouldn't go out of my way to buy it, but I would play it if I got it in a bundle.
Right.
But I've also never really played any of them.
Oh.
So, like I've seen a lot of them, but I'm nowhere near, like, up to speed on the story, which I know a lot of people be like, it doesn't matter. I'm sorry, it matters to me.
I don't know. It does, I feel like I played them a lot when I was younger, especially with my brother, but I feel like the story kind of gets a bit weird, like, recently with Captain Quark.
Captain Quark, yeah.
Quark, yeah. He takes on, like, a leading man role for one of the games.
Well, it was so, like, Ratchet and Clank had a movie in, like, 2016.
Yeah. Or maybe that was it.
It was based on the first game, and then they remade the first game. And it's like, why is this not happening to Jack and Dexter? I mean, apparently it was
Jack
garbage.
and Dexter sucks, dude.
It's because we don't want movies about lemons.
What do you mean?
Shelbyville, man.
I don't know what you mean. Right.
But isn't this another one of those games that's like showing off what the PlayStation 5 can do?
Potentially. It looks very similar to Crash Bandicoot 4, and the trailer came out a couple of days earlier.
Well, it's because like there's no lag times, right, between the universes.
That's the thing is like you're jumping between like completely different environments.
Yeah.
And it's seamless.
There's no load times between them.
Yeah. So, the other note I had here was all the other Ratchet and Clank titles are like sexual innuendos except this one.
Yeah.
That's
Up your arsenal.
Yeah, that's the one I got.
Not Locked and Loaded, but Going Commando was the American title for that game. The Quest for Booty.
Oh my god.
This is like the first one that's not a double entendre. A double entendre.
I guess it's like they're trying to kind of soft reboot the franchise for like a more kind of family friendly audience, maybe.
But they're already pretty family friendly. It was like the dirty title was about as dirty as it got. Actually, Ratchet and Clank 2 ends with Captain Quark getting his dick ripped off, and we don't talk about that enough.
There's Ratchet and Clank Tools of Destruction, which was the one before Quest for Booty.
I think they like make innuendo about tools within the game though.
Tools of Destruction.
The one, and then there was A Crack in Time and Into the Nexus.
Isn't Tools of Destruction like a Pearl Jam album?
I don't know, but I know what isn't a Pearl Jam album, Emily, and that is Sackboy: A Big Adventure.
It actually is.
Little Big Planet is such a good title for that franchise. I don't know why they would change it to Sackboy: A Big Adventure. Even a Little Big Adventure? Come on.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm excited for this one.
It does look good. It does look really good.
Like this was one because of the trailer was like this dramatic reveal, and then it was like, oh my god, it's Sackboy, and then it's like, oh my god, it's a platformer. It's not like I was fucking stoked at this.
Yeah, I have a friend who just I believe when she was watching the E3, she was when she was watching the announcement and Sackboy came out, she went wild. Like she loves them, and I just was like,
this was along the same lines as Viva Pinata and Bug Snacks.
Yeah, exactly.
My sister got this game.
Just have no affinity for you.
And it was way too hard for her. She was like 12. And it was like, and I played it, I was like, I can't do it either.
Little Big Planet is like one of the perfect like couples game if your partner isn't really into gaming.
Right.
It's like that and like any Lego game are great like co-op kind of play together.
And Emily's like, damn it, my boyfriend loves video games.
God damn it, we have to play fucking Resident Evil 5. And no, I love it.
And AJ's like, damn it, I don't have a girlfriend.
Yeah, I'm not even going to play it. And I'll tell you what else I'm not going to play. Are you guys not? You'll play it? You'll play Sackboy?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to play
it.
Sackboy.
I already forgot. Oh, yeah. No.
It's one of those ones that's going to be overpriced when it comes out, I can
absolutely.
tell. And I'll buy it in like a year.
I hate his little face.
But you can customize it.
Not enough. I can't customize it enough. He's still woolen or...
Solar Ash was the last big one for the June Expo. Can't remember what Solar Ash is.
What a great name.
It's got a really cool art style.
Does it?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, is this the one where she like lands upside down in the trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that looks alright.
It's that kind of like almost like journey in the kind
yes,
of
that's right.
way it's like
Oh my
the
God.
shading of it.
I'm now seeing I should have written down the details because I remember watching that
Love
trailer
Journey.
earlier today and being like, oh, it looks like Journey. That's cool. It's not
Yeah,
made
like
by
it
the
genuinely
two-
does like kind of look like an evolution of Journey.
Yeah.
Which like, hey, fuck yeah.
Might play it. You gonna play it? Emily?
I disagree with the title, and I won't play it.
Okay.
There's a game called Hyper Light Drifter,
Oh yeah.
which is
I wanna play that.
the same developer, and people are like, oh my god, is Solar Ash Hyper Light Drifter 2?
Right.
And also Zoe Quinn. Zoe Quinn is writing Solar Ash.
Who is?
Zoe Quinn, the woman at the heart of Gamergate.
Oh, very cool. Very cool to be at the heart of something that probably fucking ruined her life. Why did I say very cool?
Very.
I was trying to demonstrate my support for women in gaming, but instead...
I know nothing about Gamergate, and I really want to. You watched a documentary about it, eh?
It's called GTFO.
And I haven't been able to find it.
What a good title for a
GTFO.
Gamergate documentary, right? GTFO. That's great.
Yeah.
You can show her support by sending in. No.
By being like, probably not going to play your game,
Yeah,
sweetheart.
yeah.
The funniest thing about
Sweetheart.
Gamergate is people don't know. People don't know if Gamergate refers to being for or against it.
Oh,
And so
right,
there was a
yeah.
divide over are you pro Gamergate? And you'd be like, fuck yeah, I hate women. You'd be like, that's not what that
Wait,
means.
No. Yeah.
You know, no one knew which, and I still don't. I still don't know.
You've seen the documentary.
I
You
can't
still
remember.
don't know.
Well, I think it just referred to the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Unbiased.
Like Watergate.
Yeah, you weren't pro
Gotcha.
Watergate or anti Watergate,
Right.
were you?
I wasn't alive.
Yeah, well, it's just a thing that happened.
Yeah.
Like,
All right.
you'd be pro or anti, like, the impeachment that followed it, but... I mean, Watergate's just a hotel. Like,
All right.
Wait, what?
All right, moving on to September, just a mere few days ago, we had a considerable less amount of trailers released, but probably more exciting or more intriguing. Feels like there was more. Here's the mulch that will fill up the PS5 was the June, and this is more like here are the games.
Well,
you know.
also like probably working at a much lower capacity of staff.
Yeah.
Considering COVID, so they're like, oh god, what have we got?
So September, the one the other day, the first big reveal was Final Fantasy XVI
Woo!
or
do
16.
you know what number that is?
16.
Yeah.
Very
Emily,
yes.
Richard, nor myself know anything about Final Fantasy 16.
Excuse
Oh, fuck you.
me.
Fuck you. You know nothing. Fuck you. What do you know?
No, you've hurt my feelings.
Well,
Come on, sweetheart.
No,
Tell
I,
us what
Come
you
on,
think.
no,
sweetheart.
Final
oh,
Fantasy.
how you feeling, sweetheart?
Final Fantasy is it's that turn-based RPG thing. I don't.
Well, not anymore, right? This doesn't look very turn-based.
It looks like it's like an upgraded version of what was in 15, and it is technically it's called like ATB, Attack Time Battle,
Right.
or something like that. I'm gonna mess it up because
I'm
I didn't
gonna-
play 15 that much.
I'm gonna
Like,
tell you.
the characters in each Final Fantasy are like different, right?
Yeah, they're different universes.
I did not know that until like a month ago. I've played one of them. I can't remember which one.
We're watching the trailer for Final Fantasy 16, and it's like the ultimate evil, and it's like I don't know who any of these characters are, and it's acting like it's like you've been waiting for this for years.
Well, there's recurring like good and evil, like symbols for good and evil, and there's recurring elements.
Yeah, there's like something that's always some kind of dragon or something.
the Chocobo.
You're throwing a lot at me, fellas.
Deal with it, sweetheart.
Sid.
Yeah.
Sid's a recurring character.
There's just a lot of recurring elements. Like the biggest one is like chaos, and
The concept.
and cosmos, like,
and love, really.
Yeah,
honestly.
exactly.
Like, it's all about
good
love,
and
baby.
evil. It's like
What are Final Fantasy games about? Love,
it's
baby.
about love. It transcends. Okay, no, like it's just about good and evil. It's like good old fashioned. We fighting the bad guys.
Yeah.
But like every few years, there's a mainline Final Fantasy that gets a big old Roman numeral number. But then every now and again you have like spin-off. Like there's a lot of spin-offs from mainline games.
Yeah.
And there are reoccurring universes. Like there's the Evilise universe, which is in 12, and I think also there's a lot of like offshoots from from 12. There's a lot of offshoots as well.
There's Final Fantasy X 2.
Yep.
I remember that.
Yep.
That was a sexy game.
There's a
I had
sexy
that
game.
video game magazine.
Woman's Lib.
And I didn't know how to masturbate when I first had them. It was the summer before I learned how to masturbate. I had a video game magazine with so many photos of Final Fantasy X-2 in it, and I was like, this is cool.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I don't know why, but it makes me feel good.
I think I knew why, but I didn't know what to do about it.
Okay.
I would just get a boner and be like, hell yeah.
Well, I saw a pretty like funny picture of like, you know, like your grandma or your mother being like, God, he's gonna be such a lover boy. He's obsessed with those girls, and like the girls he's obsessed with is like Spice Girls and the Final Fantasy X-2 girls. It's like
my son can't be gay. He's obsessed with women.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got to tell you something that I find very unpleasant though. Going from the most pleasurable thing I know how to do to myself to something that I find distinctly unpleasurable. You're walking around in a game and all of a sudden you get attacked by an enemy you couldn't see, and now you're doing a turn-based fighting game.
So
it's in Pokemon as well. I don't like it.
No,
I do not like it.
All right. Well, that's
Emily.
pretty much gone now. Like that's pretty much. You can choose your fights now. Like I don't know about this game. There's not much information on this game, but on like 15 and stuff. There was actual like open world exploration, so you could choose to enter a battle with things now. So like as far as I know, that's basically gone.
Right, because like you'd be
like
playing
the final boss of the game. You're just like, I don't want to fight you, and the game's like,
Baby.
you win, I guess.
Yeah.
like playing like Pokemon games, and it's like there's a stretch of like wilderness, and you're like, like running across it to get across it before someone attacks
Well,
you.
it's just like in real life.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah,
that is true.
There's like a mentality you have with those games where it's like you want to get as many fights as you can. It's almost like gambling. Like you want to stumble on the thing that's going to give you the best the most amount of experience or stats or whatever for fighting it. You take care of like a party or a Pokemon or like or even like an animal or whatever, you know, something you want to like level up, and the only way to do that is to fight things. So that's why you want to be.
I get it.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it.
Yeah, well, you're lazy.
Final Fantasy is one of those things where it's like, I fully understand why people are obsessed with this, but it's not for me.
I feel like Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 10 were like the biggest games in the world when they were around, and they haven't really had like since 10 there hasn't been like a blockbuster Final Fantasy game.
Yeah. Well, I mean 12
they sink below the tides and no one ever hears about. Like I'll never hear about this game again. Final Fantasy 16.
Well, I think like the reason that like after 10 you sort of didn't hear or didn't, you know, no one was like blown away by Final Fantasy mainline series anymore was because like they were always trying like the whole, this is the next generation and here's how we've changed things and it's going to break new ground and it's going to be so amazing, and then they just couldn't deliver. Whereas if they just stuck to what they know, which is like really good world building and really interesting characters, like that's something people are really invested in. And you did get that with 12 and 13, but like I think mainstream audiences were like, wait, this is next gen? Like walking down a hallway was like the big criticism of 13, and same with 15 as well. Like you had like a massive open world, and you had a boy band group basically driving a car around. Like it was a big pull. Like people were invested in the characters.
I don't even have an image in my mind of Final Fantasy 15. The last one I remember was like, what was the one with the bunny girl in it?
12.
That's like the last time I remember seeing a Final Fantasy. Like, I didn't know it was 16 when the trailer came out. I was like, this must be 14.
Well, 14 is an online MMO.
Right.
So that has had a very big audience for a very long time.
God, what a universe I'm just not privy
just
to.
not in.
Also, is Kingdom Hearts related to Final Fantasy?
Yes, Kingdom Hearts is the closest I am to Final Fantasy.
You do know your Kingdom Hearts pretty well.
Yeah, so a lot of Final Fantasy characters are in Kingdom Hearts, but it's almost like, you know how like Looney Tunes, how like there'd be like an episode where Daffy Duck is playing Robin Hood? It's like that.
Right.
Like, it's like they use the characters, but in model and name only, and they have a completely different role. Like, I don't think it's meant to be implied that Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts share a universe.
It's its own canon, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Like I'm not 100%.
Here I am confidently boasting that I know Kingdom Hearts lore, and I'm getting all this stuff almost definitely
I don't know,
wrong.
It's funny because Kingdom
late.
Hearts is like famously very difficult
Yes,
to get into. Because I got a friend at work who's like obsessed with Kingdom Hearts. He's just finished playing 3, and now they've got like a game called Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory coming out, which is like a rhythm game, and
God,
it's
punishing.
But Kingdom Hearts like puts like important pieces of lore in their like shitty spin-off
it's
games.
Insane. Do you know, like, because my brother was real into them, so I sort of got exposed to Kingdom Hearts through osmosis. And do you know how much the degree to which you have to play the Nintendo DS sequel to Kingdom Hearts before you play Kingdom Hearts 2 is staggering.
Yeah.
It's an entire thing. You will not understand where Kingdom Hearts 2 is starting off if you haven't played Chain of Memories on the DS.
Yeah.
Which gameplay-wise was just a retread of the first game, but then they added important story stuff into it.
I'm sliding back into my shell a bit. Like I don't really know much about it.
So you're a big talk when it comes to Final Fantasy. But so, are you going to play 16?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Richard?
Not at all.
There's a character
I would
in it
rather
called Phoenix.
die.
No.
I'm going to forget about it till Final Fantasy 19 comes out.
Well, like the thing about it that I'm excited about it is like the producer that's attached. Oh fuck, can't remember. It's late.
It's okay.
Fuck. Oh, never mind.
The way you said it's okay made it sound like Emily was crying and she's slightly out of shot.
Hey. It's just a podcast.
So I thought, oh my God. I was like, sweetheart, oh no.
No, I'm excited about it. There's a kid in it called Phoenix. That's my name.
That's your avatar name.
Yes.
Is that your handle?
I am in Final Fantasy.
What's your Twitter and Instagram?
Like a phoenix.
Go and follow that.
Thank you.
Like I don't know how to spell phoenix.
It's like
Shall we move on?
Yes.
Because I think 90% of the talking about Final Fantasy I've done in my entire life has been in the last 10 minutes.
It's just going to confuse you, yeah.
So the next one we've got is Spider-Man Miles Morales, which is, as I understand it, sort of a mini sequel to the Spider-Man PS4
It's
game.
they've likened it to Uncharted Lost Legacy, where it's like it's a full standalone game, but it's a bit shorter.
Lost Legacy was so like they were making DLC and it got too big. That's absolutely what happened. That's
Lost Legacy is so good. I can't believe I put it off for like 3 years, 4 years.
That's kind of like Final Fantasy 15.
Oh, tell me more.
No.
So I feel like I don't like Spider-Man on PS4 as much as the rest of the world.
Yeah, I feel like I do. I fucking loved it. One of the greatest games I've ever played.
I liked it. I liked it fine, and it was fun to be Spider-Man and stuff. But then when the DLC came out, like I hadn't played it for a few months. DLC came out. I chucked it back on. I got maybe halfway through the first DLC and was like, I can't be bothered learning how to play it again.
That's really interesting because that 5-day period, I was like, I'm going to start because I was talking to someone who was playing through Spider-Man. He kept on messaging me and be like, I just got to this part. And I'm like, I didn't really remember it. And so I was like, I'm going to play through it again. And I played it for like half an hour and I was like, I can't be bothered making this my game again. But partly because I just I'd already played it. But I am very much looking forward to Spider-Man Miles Morales, and I'm glad that we have something to tide us over until the full Spider-Man 2.
I think it'll be fun. But I started watching the trailer the day it came out, and it got to the gameplay, the fight on the bridge, and I was like, I've seen it.
Checked out.
And I checked out, and then everyone's like, whoa, the end of the trailer is amazing.
Shit, I checked out too.
So, like, at the end of the trailer, he, like, does the classic Spider-Man thing of holding him to the bridge together as it's falling apart. And it was cool. It looks cool. I thought that I was a bit concerned with the dialogue. At the start of the trailer, he like meets up with his friend and he pranks him in some way, and he's like, "Oh, dude, I am so gonna shove snow in your jacket," and it sounded real,
like porny,
a little, not exactly, but more like very simple,
right?
Very simple dialogue, and I don't remember the first game being like that. And then they're like, one point is like, "Man, it's hard to believe my mom is running for
very like
as a politician
on the
now.
nose.
I remember when she was just da-da-da," and it's like, okay, this feels
that is very that is in line with the first game.
Is it
though? I think like because it's walking past like things and reacting to it, you know.
So I will get this. I will play this, but I don't think I have the connection to Spider-Man on PS4 that everyone else has. I wasn't blown away with the story. I wasn't blown away with certain things in it. I liked the gameplay.
I was blown away by the story. Also worth noting as well that this is now officially a launch title, I think, for the PS5. But it's going to be available on PS4.
Well, I'll probably get it on PS4 then. That's what all the tweets were saying. Like, everyone on Twitter was like, "You're telling me it's going to be on PS4? Okay. I'm not getting a PS5 then." All right, so you'll definitely play it, Richard. I'll probably play it, Emily.
No. Because, no. Well, I never played the first one either. It kind of came out around the time I didn't have my own PS4, and then... Yeah,
I nearly didn't even... Do you remember this, Richard? You were like, the day before it came out, you were like, "Are you going to get Spider-Man?" And I was like, "I don't know." And then you were like, "You should get it." And I was like, "All right."
I've heard a lot of good things about it, and I like swinging around, like, you know?
Yeah. So, like, it's probably in my, like, top 5 to 10 games of all time. It depends if you count Uncharted as one game, because that would probably take up a lot of spots in my top 10.
Fair enough. Okay, so the next game, a game I don't think anyone, well, hopefully no one will play, is Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah.
God, is this the worst timing that a major IP has ever announced a new thing?
Well, like a few months ago, I heard about this. Like,
for sure,
this has been rumored for quite a long time.
I know, but this was the big reveal, and it's like J.K. Rowling was in the news this week for being transphobic, and it's like, do you not? If I would delay the trailer, like it just seems so ill-timed.
Yeah,
I don't know. I like, while, you know, you use Twitter a lot more than I do, and you tend to almost exclusively, you know, exist within like an echo chamber of Twitter kind of thing.
Okay.
But, like,
what's your point, bud?
Tweet the point to him.
I can't imagine, you know, like I imagine that you would be looking for kind of things that are reiterating your kind of thought that it's like, this is horrible timing, but the reception I've seen for this is like overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah.
And any references to J.K. Rowling are like, fuck, I hope she's not involved, because I really want to play this game.
Yeah.
But also I think like the news about J.K. Rowling has not really extended towards the more mainstream audience. That it's
Do you
just
reckon?
Gonna. Well, I do think so. Like, I think like there is still a large majority of people who just like Harry Potter and like have never really thought about J.K. Rowling, and they're like, "Oh, Harry Potter game, wow!" And then it's like, but like once you know, there is a responsibility to be like.
I just imagine the past few months, Warner Bros. Have been looking at J.K. Rowling and being like, "Shut the fuck up." What are you doing? Because she's one person, like, right? And Hogwarts Legacy is like 1,000 people would have worked on this game, right? And it's like J.K. Rowling has this one person empire that is just being like saying and doing these horrible things. It is selfish because it's like, you know, as I don't really feel sorry for a $1 billion brand, but it's like, you know, like it is
all the creative.
There are passionate and good people who are living out their dreams by working on it.
That is one of the arguments that people have. It's just like, well, I want to boycott it, but I still want to support the people making these games. And it's like, well, but that's what happens when you boycott something. You boycott it for change, and you know, unfortunately, there are.
But like, I think as well, the thing about Hogwarts Legacy is that it's like, because something like Crimes of Grindelwald or like just like the Fantastic Beasts series, it's like, here's J.K. Rowling's next like fucking adventure she wants to take you on in her world. This is Hogwarts Legacy is like someone else has taken the world and is doing something with it. I'm like, maybe it'll have like a teenage Dumbledore or whatever because of the time period, but I think I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily be like, I hope none of us are going to play this because, I mean, for me, it's very much, I need to see the gameplay because this could very easily be like an RPG kind of thing. If it's like the same style of gameplay as like the PS1 games, like, fuck yeah, sign me up.
Yeah.
I think it is a shame that the timing has meant that, you know, it's kind of, it's got this dark cloud hanging over it, but I think the world is ready and long overdue for a big title set in this universe.
Yeah, I know, I agree, but I as you say, Emily, I think that's what boycotting is. You know, and that's why I'm not going to play this game, because I'm boycotting it, not because I wasn't going to play it anyway. I'm going to claim it's because I'm boycotting it.
Yeah, you can still follow the creative people that were involved and support them other ways. Like
at the end of the day, J.K. Rowling is going to make money from this game, though, and that's the point.
Yeah. But I mean, like, you can support the creative people
the other
in
things
different
they
ways
make.
and other things. Yeah.
Yep.
Just like message everyone who'd worked on this game, be like, I'll give you $1 if I could have this game
I'll
for
free. I'll
free.
shout your Maccas, mate.
Yeah. All right. So next, are you gonna? So you need to see more gameplay, Richard.
This is like, I'm interested in it, but I want more.
Emily, will you play it?
I want to know what the actual gameplay
is. It's too ugly.
Yeah, I'm not interested in it at all. And
no, I mean, like, literally, just like, I don't think it's cute looking.
Right, yeah.
It needs to be cuter for me.
Yeah.
And also the
transphobia.
The transphobia.
The transphobia. Another game I'm deeply uninterested in playing is Call of Duty, Black Ops, Cold War.
Would you be more interested in it if it was directed by Martin Scorsese?
What?
I don't know. Just making games more kino.
More like movies, right? No, I think here's a similar conversation to the J.K. Rowling
Here
thing.
we go.
Let me just get up on my little soapbox. I watched a real good video essay recently by Jacob Geller called "What Does Call of Duty Believe?" Right, and so it's no secret that I'm a bloody loony left, and I don't really like war. You know, and
you're so brave.
I think the problem that the people who makes Call of Duty.
I don't know.
Treyarch.
I think the problem they're encountering is, I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, yeah, we don't really like war either.
What, Treyarch?
Yeah, but it's like but it's a fun game design, and I think that's what they're struggling with, because this video essay, which everyone should go watch, it was great, because the last Call of Duty game, there was all these interviews with the developers where they're like, it's not political. It's like, we're showing the sides of war, and he's like, so they're saying it's not political, but then he like demonstrates moments in the game that it's explicitly taking a side and it's explicitly being political. Like you
shove Reagan in it.
You like have to infiltrate a house at one point and work out who's a bad guy and who's a good guy and kill accordingly, right?
Rules
and it's just like, you're just looking at the color of their skin.
Essentially. No, you are an American soldier in a Middle Eastern, and I guess they're not ignorant of that, I guess, at least.
Yeah.
But like, there's things like you shoot a bad guy who's got a woman with like a gun to her head, and then when he dies, the woman goes for you, and you have to kill her as well, right? But then you find a woman holding a baby, and if you try to shoot the baby, the screen cuts to black and goes, "Are you serious?" And it's like, that's a side. That's a position that the game is taking. You know,
right? So you think it should allow infanticide?
No, I don't think you should make games about war, basically, because.
But if you do, let me kill a baby.
Soldiers. There will be 1,000 American soldiers who have intentionally or unintentionally been in that situation and killed a baby. That's what I'm saying. Is that it is very conveniently ignoring the grim stuff we really don't want to talk about.
If only they had a black screen that said, "Are you edgelord enough for this?"
And there's other stuff. It's not just that. The game is about a soldier struggling with his duties of war, right?
Yeah, but it is funny because you talk about this, but like my kind of stance on it is literally just like, I don't want to talk about this, you know. Like
I get that,
because for me, it's like I've never played a Call of Duty game that were in like, especially not. Like I've played Call of Duty, but I never played like the storyline, so I don't know that too much about like the actual war side of it. But like the zombies mode, I find really fun. I used to have on my on PS3. I used to have I think it maybe Black Ops 2 and 3. Because I love like just playing zombies mode, and also and just there's like the one map that's like a nuclear test station, where they like make up the fake houses, it's like and it's like that's the best fucking map, and I would just play with like just with like a friend, and just like we'd only play that map because it's quite small, it's very contained, and it's like, and I think the Black Ops 3. It was like, it came out on PS4, but they released a PS3 version, which was like only that stuff. And so it was like only, like it didn't have the campaign, or it didn't have online or something like that. And I was like, fuck yeah, I don't want that shit. But it's like, so like the gameplay of them is really good.
Absolutely. And that's where I think the conflict lies, is that instead of being like, there is no story, it's war for the sake of a gameplay style, they've gone, oh, we can make it a commentary while also trying to be in the middle and not taking a side, when they're absolutely taking a side, and therefore are absolutely promoting joining the army. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, there's so many better ways to have this discussion, and it's like
a video game.
We just want to shoot some zombies.
Yeah, man. I think it's problematic to make a video game about a war that is very close to actual wars happening.
Because as silly as it is to us, and as much as we can be like, stupid war game, go bang bang, there's people who legitimately go, fuck yeah, I'm going to war to be just like this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, how do you feel about like the Call of Duty World War II, when it's like it's a world war which very much had like a bad guy, like.
I mean, but there's still moral ambiguities in World War II. You look at like Nagasaki and Hiroshima.
It's still propagandist,
But what about like Nazi zombies?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Fuck them.
But that's right. It's the uncanny valley, essentially. It's like you go so cartoony, it's like, this obviously doesn't matter. If you go too close to the bone, it's like, this is a promotion, you know?
Yeah.
But like, Call of Duty, it's like, I don't know anyone that's played Call of Duty and been like, the storyline. I understand. I think it's like
I know people who played it for the story.
Okay, well that doesn't mean that I have.
Yes, it does, because you know the people in it.
But like, I think that Call of Duty. It's like they come out with new games every year. They do have like, they do genuinely, like, you've admitted that zombies is a great mode to play. And it's like they make these. It's the gameplay is really good. There's a reason that it's such a successful franchise. And playing that online, which presumably like most people who get the game is to play it online. Then like, sweet, like,
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe you need to fictionalize the war a bit more.
I agree.
Yeah, they even tried out their own like battle royale one as well, a year or so ago, and that seemed really fun as well. That was playing off the success of like Fortnite and stuff like that. They made their own like kind of campy, not to the same extent as Fortnite, but they still had like weird mechanics that they hadn't had before, and they're just like very serious looking, like it looks like a real gun or whatever.
Yeah.
But silly cartoony mechanics, and it's like it seemed like it seemed pretty fun. Yeah.
But there is also like advanced warfare and ghosts and stuff like that, which I think are more like they're set in the future.
Advanced warfare, it's in the future. Yeah, Kevin Spacey's in it.
But yeah, Kevin Spacey's in it, so it's still problematic.
Cool. So I probably wouldn't play this regardless. What do you guys?
Oh yeah, no, I don't know why we spoke so long about it.
Yeah.
I wanted to get on a soapbox. Now I'm too scared to get off. It's too high.
Get down from there.
So the next game we talk about, you're still like,
Yeah.
I think Resident Evil Village.
Well, Resident Evil Village is the next one. Any Resident Evil heads in the chat?
Yes, I was like not bringing up Resident Evil 5 to badmouth it because I actually do like it.
Is this 5?
No, before.
No, it's
Oh,
8.
right.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
it's 8.
I like the way that it's called. It's not called Resident Evil 8. It's like Resident Evil Village, but the V, I, and the 2 lines of the L are highlighted to make the 8.
It's very classy. Yeah. I agree. I'm probably not going to play this, but it's not for a hatred of it. I once happened to find a copy of Resident Evil 5 when I was a teenager, and I put it on because I was bored, and I played it for a lot longer than I thought I would.
Yeah.
Like, that's my main experience with Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Conversely, with my experience with Final Fantasy, I only just found out in the last month or two that like it's a single storyline across every Resident Evil,
and it's
thing.
not really zombies anymore either. It's more like mutants and stuff.
Yeah, but I just assumed it was like an anthology game, whereas I assumed that Final Fantasy wasn't.
Well, much like Final Fantasy, there's different tangents and
whatever.
Whatever. Maybe it is very Japanese. It's like, it's just weirdness for no reason.
Yeah.
and the thing I love about it also is like it's very like America through the lens of Japan, which is like, ooh, so sweet. Like it's one of my favorite things. Like same with like Deadly Premonition. It's like the skewed vision of America.
Because
like Japan just thinks that America is like overrun with zombies and
because Resident Evil feels like such a grounded, gritty universe, but then the main characters will be wearing like these their pictorial opened like jackets.
He'll punch a rock.
Yeah. They're like wearing. It's like set in real world America, but there's zombies and everyone dresses like a Final Fantasy character.
And so many characters get into like just ridiculous situations, but like they tackle them with complete seriousness. Like when you have to disguise yourself in a suit of armor to run around zombies that are in a castle.
Yeah.
And you just like she just plays it seriously. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's a lot of love for the Resident Evil series, and especially 4 and 7, the last one. There was kind of like a resurgence. There's a lot of I believe Shinji Mikami came back. Maybe I could be wrong about that, but I played 7 a little bit. I didn't finish it, but I watched a lot of streams of it. It's easier to do. Hashtag lazy gamer girl. But,
wow, a new breed.
Yeah. You thought gamer girls were lazy? You're right.
I'm literally selling my bathwater.
But yeah, there's a lot of love for the series. I want to play it.
So you'll play it?
I want it.
Richard, will you play it?
No, not a chance.
Nah, neither. All right, now to moving on. Babies, my beautiful people. Oddworld Soulstorm.
Doesn't interest me in the slightest.
Time for AJ to talk about something for a bit.
In fact, it interests me so little. I'm going to go get a drink of water while you talk about it.
I'm
thirsty.
So this is the second official.
I'm just gonna not let him get some water.
This is the second official trailer for Oddworld Soulstorm. This is unfair. I let all you guys talk about your games.
Wait, I need to get some water. Cut this out.
Space.
Is AJ still there?
Hello.
Just leaning back out of frame.
Okay, so this is
and I'm back, and I've got water.
This is the second, I think, official trailer for Oddworld Soulstorm. I think we'd had bits of gameplay before, but there was a trailer at both the June thing and the September thing. So if you do not know, this is a remake of Abe's Exodus, which is the second Oddworld game. They remade Abe's Odyssey in 2014, but that was like a beat for beat remake. This
like
is
the
like
one-to-one comparison.
new and tasty.
New
Yeah.
and tasty.
And this is like they've reimagined a bunch of shit. This is the first trailer for it that has made me excited. Every other trailer I've been like, I don't know, it looks a bit overcooked. You've got a backpack now and an inventory and things
Crafting?
like the original. Yeah, exactly. The original Abe's Odyssey and Abe's Exodus was so good because of like how bare bones they were. And one of the things wrong with New and Tasty was that they polished it a bit too much and it wasn't as grimy. But Lorne Lanning, who is the veritable George Lucas of Oddworld in more ways than one, here are some of the ways. He looks like him. He has a penchant for planning too much and not following up on it. And I wouldn't say he's ruined the franchise he created, but New and Tasty wasn't a great game.
Because wasn't like Exodus was there's supposed to be like 5 like main
There's a
line
quintology,
games, right?
yes.
Yeah, and then but Exodus isn't one of them. It's like each one was going to have like a
You want me to
part
explain
2.
it? You want me to explain it? Okay, so the idea was to make the Oddworld quintology, which was 5 Odysseys. So there was Abe's Odyssey and Munch's Odyssey came out on Xbox. It was an Xbox launch title. And it was a mess, an unfinished mess.
It's like a completely different game, isn't it?
Abe's in it, and there's storyline follows through, but it's a completely different gameplay style.
Yeah.
And they were going to make the third one was going to be called Squeak's Odyssey, and I don't think they announced the last 2. But in between them, they were also going to world build with things that we've got like Stranger's Wrath, which was never not planned. It was more like we're going to make a quintology, and we're also going to make these little side games as well. But after they made Abe's Odyssey, the Sony were like, make a sequel immediately. And they were like, we don't have time. We don't have time to make Munch's Odyssey. So they were like, okay, every Odyssey will have an Exodus, which is a bonus game. And they made Abe's Exodus in 9 months, and it fucking rocks. Abe's Exodus is one of the best applications of the idea of a sequel I've ever seen. Like it ups the gameplay. It ups the story, it ups what you can do and everything. And they're very similar games. They look identical in terms of
it's like
gameplay.
same engine kind of thing.
Exactly.
Same gameplay.
You can just do more stuff in Abe's Exodus. And so this is a remake of that. Oh my god, so much of what I love is based on Oddworld, and just seeing the side scroller kind of camera back with that many fucking Mudokons on screen at the same time is, I know it sounds stupid to people who aren't familiar with the game. It's mind-blowing to see that many on screen. So I will get this day one. This is, out of all these games, this is probably the only one I can confidently say I'll play. I'm very excited for this.
And the Astros Playroom.
And Astros Playroom.
I keep thinking Astro from
Astro Boy?
Jetsons.
Oh.
The dog.
This is also on PS4 as well. You'll be happy to know.
I'll probably get a PS5 for it.
Ooh.
I don't think it's a launch title though.
He dedicated.
It is scheduled for release in 2020, so that only gives it like a 6-week period. It can come out between
is it really?
the PS5
Okay.
and the end of the year.
I would have thought they were burnt by the concept of launch titles. Munch's Odyssey is an unfinished game,
I'd
and
never heard
they've
of it.
re-released it so many times and have never gone back to like remake it.
I just looked up the cover art and I don't like what I saw.
It's an alright game. It's just
You have loved this series for a very long time.
Yeah. So I'll play it. Are you going to play it, Richard?
The gameplay style of Oddworld, like specifically the side scrolling from the these ones, does not interest me. I don't know. Like there's something about it that I just cannot buy into.
But you liked Inside.
I did.
Inside steals so much blatantly from Oddworld in a good way. I'm not criticizing it. That's why it's so good. Like so much of the gameplay in Inside is like, I cannot express how. It's not just that it was inspired. It's like tension is built in the same way in Inside.
Yeah, maybe I just because I do own a copy of Abe's Odyssey on PS1. Maybe I should just play it. And it's because it just randomly fell into my possession one day. I realized I had a copy and maybe have always owned a copy.
And it's strange because I used to have a copy, but now no longer have one. And I don't know.
We did used to live together, and you did leave me your PS1.
It is yours.
will you play it, Emily?
I'll watch you play it, and then I'll be like, I want a 10.
It's one of those things that like AJ talks to me so much about Oddworld, and it's like I want to meet you on this.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't care. I don't understand what you're talking about. It's like a lot of this. It's not that I don't care, but it's like the world building and stuff like that. It's like it is the world building and stuff like does sound cool, and it's like when you described Oddworld to me for the first time on the Divergent episode, or just after it recorded.
Really?
Divergent.
I don't remember that at all.
Because you stole the plot of it for your continue the franchise. And I was like, fuck, that sounds real cool. I might look into that. And then I was like, oh, this is the game?
It is pretty unsettling.
I've never been able to quite get over that like initial disappointment of finding out what the game was from sounding it, like from how cool you made it sound.
The to truly love Oddworld, you had to play it when you were 8 years old at midnight and be terrified. It is such a richly atmospheric game.
Yeah.
Like could I just get new and tasty and start my relationship with the franchise there?
I mean, that's the point of new and tasty.
But like, I mean, I suppose, obviously you're a purist, but that would be acceptable.
Abe's Odyssey is a better game. And they are, the main difference is that Abe's Odyssey, the camera doesn't follow you. You walk screen to screen, whereas the camera follows you on Abe's Odyssey. And so when you buy New and Tasty, you are playing a game that is fundamentally not working the way it was designed to work.
Right, yeah.
Because the maps are exactly the same. So I didn't like that. There's also some, to get on my soapbox, the game is about the game is expressly about anti-capitalism, and in New and Tasty there are literally ads for other games like in the game, which is pretty sick in a bad way.
It's sick in a bad way.
Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. Let's race through a few here.
Nope.
Yeah.
Are you going to play Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach? No, Richard?
I've never played. Five Nights at Freddy's is like a similar thing that it's like one screen, right?
Yeah. Well, you flick between security screens. That's the whole game.
Yeah, I've never played it. Not interested in the slightest. Not only because it sounds fucking stupid, but it's also a horror game, so I don't care.
Yeah. I respect the creator. Like, I respect the idea. Great idea. Not interested, though, for me.
So, Deathloop is the next one, and Deathloop.
Yeah, you said you wanted to race through some, but I do want to talk about Deathloop.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I imagine this will probably be the last one we talk about.
That we actually talk about. Yeah.
Deathloop looks like another Groundhog Day thing, but it's like you're being hunted by a bunch of assassins, and you have to. Every time you get killed, you come back, but they don't remember the day. Only you remember the day.
Yeah.
And you have to work out how to kill them all at once, basically.
Yeah, you have one day, there's 5 assassins or something like that.
Yeah.
But the thing is that, like, you see the trailer, I saw the first trailer for Deathloop, and I was like, fuck yeah, this sounds cool. It's like, of course, like, video game and, like, a Groundhog Day, a time loop is such a good idea. And it's like, because, like, in this game, it'll be like, you die, and then you just come straight back, and then, the enemies won't remember, and it's like, no, every game does that. Like, that's just what video games are.
True.
And then everything, I was like, no, but in this one, it's like, you'll have to work out, no, that's literally every video game. And it's like, and so after, thinking about it more, I'm like, what is the appeal of this game? But I like, it's appealing to me, but I don't understand how its time loop thing is going to be different from just a video game.
Yeah. I don't think I'll play this. I don't think it's tried. Listen, it's tried very hard to grip me, but I don't think it has.
So
the like art style of the interstitials and stuff is very cool.
Yeah. Well, so Arcane Studios made this, a French developer, and they also made Dishonored. And Dishonored,
that's a very different looking game, isn't it?
Stylistically, but like,
and that's all I think about is stylistics.
But I think there's a lot of overlap there. But like, I feel the same way about Deathloop as I do about Dishonored, where it was like the whole time it was coming out, I was like, that was cool. when it was out. I was like, that looks really cool. People played it. They told me it was cool, and I just never got to it. And I feel like the same thing's gonna happen with this. It looks great, and it's just like a piling on games that I just want to play, but I just can't imagine myself playing. Like setting aside time for this over other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm probably not going to play this.
It's 8 assassins, not 5.
Right.
But I do love the tagline for the game. If at first you don't succeed, die again.
That's good.
That's pretty good.
Will you play it, Emily, do you reckon? You sort of indicated no, probably not.
Probably. Like... Disappointingly, no.
No. Yeah. What about you?
This is like a maybe. I'm weird with gaming that it's like nothing I'm interested in playing will come out for like a year, and then there'll be like 4 that come out within 2 months of each other.
Yeah,
and this like always happens.
Yeah.
And so if Deathloop comes out in that dark period, I might check it out.
Right.
But if it's like if it happens, because this is a 2021 release, if there happens to be things that I'm way more interested in that come out around the same time, it's going to fall by the wayside, and I might pick it up on PS Plus in a couple of years, kind of thing.
Cool. Well, the next 3 are all remakes, which is Demon's Souls, Devil May Cry 5, and Fortnight. Fortnite is more of a port than a remake.
In fact, just saying, it'll be available, don't worry.
All 3 of those I don't have any interest to really talk about. I'm not going to play. I haven't played and will not play any of them.
I'm definitely going to play Demon's Souls.
Okay.
I've played Bloodborne and a little bit of
Dark Souls
3. Yeah, but I've never touched Demon's Souls before. So
what is Demon's Souls the first one? Are these related games or are they?
Dark Souls is the sequel.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
So there's a game called Dark Souls 3, but there's no Dark Souls 1.
No. Dark Souls is its own series and Demon's Souls is its own series, right?
But they're related.
But they're related to each other.
I think that I don't know.
Woo! This feels like information
to Wikipedia.
Yeah.
All right, let us know in the
Convoy
comments.
So this is the
Wikipedia.
Souls series: Demon's Souls, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So Bloodborne is just a similar game.
Bloodborne is different.
Yeah, it's under related.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. So you'll play Demon's Souls.
Oh, death by Demon's Souls. Even though I've outed myself as not a real fan.
Richard, do you plan on playing any of these?
No, not at all. I mean, I probably will cave at some point. I probably no. I was gonna say I'll cave at some point and download Fortnite, but I won't. I did it on PS4 like before the first I'd heard of it. So I was like, bro, you have to download this, and I downloaded it. I was like, how is this fun?
What about Devil May Cry?
You're gonna play that
nothing?
one?
Well, Michael has played Devil May Cry his whole life. It feels like,
right?
But he played Devil May Cry 5 a lot. So I'm probably gonna have to play.
Probably gonna have to. It's our first. Probably gonna have to play of the evening.
But so the funny thing with that is that it's a special edition. Like Devil May Cry 5 came out 2-3 years ago or something like that, and this is a special edition where you can play as Virgil, one of the main antagonists, like Dante's brother.
Spoilers.
Well, come on. Maybe for you, mate. And it's just funny because there's an ongoing joke that Virgil always will become the DLC character. You can always play as Virgil a couple of years down the line.
Right.
It's happened in multiple DMC games and I think in a fighting game as well. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, and the last trailer that they ended on this recent expo was a very very simple teaser for God of War Ragnarok.
Which didn't even say it was God of War. I would just had to put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah. What was the symbol?
It said Ragnarok is coming, and I'm like, and it had who I'm guessing is Atreyu talking over. Is that his name? I don't know.
No, it's Kratos. Atreyu's his son.
You're right, yeah. Kratos talking, and it's you're supposed to be when you hear the voice, but I just was like, I guess this is God of War.
I have a very complicated relationship with God of War.
Yeah. God of War is supposed to be very good.
It's supposed to be excellent, and I started playing it, and I was like, what is the fuss?
The last one?
Yeah, I couldn't get into it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I couldn't get into it. I thought it didn't let you play enough. There were too many cutscenes.
Right.
And I found it excruciatingly difficult on the easiest difficulty.
Yeah.
And was like, I'm actually not invested enough in this to get better.
It's not
and
like
stop playing.
Yeah, it's not just it's just not just bashing circle anymore.
Oh, and people are like, it is what got Game of the Year. People are like, it is like a masterclass in narrative gaming. And I'm like, that's the thing I'm interested in. But oh my God.
I mean, I guess the whole game is a fucking companion mission.
Yeah. But The Last of Us is my favorite game.
That's true.
Well, things are companion mission as well. Like, I could see myself, because I own it somewhere. It's in this room along with Hitman 2.
Have to get that off,
I got it for my birthday 2 years ago and never finished it.
Really?
I got maybe an hour or two into it.
Yeah, see, that's something I would definitely picture you liking.
Yeah,
based on,
and I like the original Greek-based ones. Fine, like they were. I didn't really play a lot of them, but my brother did, and I liked them fine. I played the one on PSP, and that was really fun. And my limited knowledge of Greek mythology made it enjoyable.
Maybe your Christian knowledge got in the way.
Maybe I'm more interested in Greek than Norse mythology.
Yeah,
that's all it is. It's got nothing to do with the legitimate reasons I said I didn't like it. So it is conceivable that I will one day play God of War Ragnarok, but it'll be after I pick up God of War on PS4 and actually play it.
Big Worm is God. Don't get it.
There we go. All right, so that is all the trailers. Oh, are you guys going to play God of War Ragnarok?
I want to steal that God of War game off you for a bit. And
good luck finding it.
Oh, fuck.
Look around you.
Holy shit, he's right.
I can't see myself running out to get it, but I don't know if at some point in the future I find myself playing the last one, maybe I'll play this one.
Right, so before we end this little roundup, we should ask the question, I guess. It's not about are you going to play these games, it's really, are you going to buy a PlayStation 5? Because they are retailing in New Zealand. If you want to get the disc version, the version that you can put discs into, which is the more expensive one, and the one I would want to get anyway, it's $819.95, which is about $200 more expensive than a PS4 was when it first came out.
I don't think that's true.
I bought my PS4 for $600, and it was maybe within the month that it came out.
No, really? It was $1,100 when it first came out.
I've been telling everybody this. I cannot be wrong. No, I remember buying it for $600-ish.
Did you buy it in the back of like a warehouse?
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah. It smelled weird.
Smelled weird.
Bargain.
Okay, yeah, no. So the PS3 launched in New Zealand for $1,200. The PS4 launched for $650.
Yeah. See, nah. Poking my tongue at the world.
Roll my eyes.
So I will shamefully probably get one within the first month.
So that being said,
yeah, just like as soon as I can with how the pre-orders.
It seems like they're sold out everywhere.
Yeah, well, like they do it in waves. So you get hyped up when it's all sold out, and people are like, oh fuck, I need my copy.
Like, it's, to me, getting a PlayStation is more about like, it's like updating your computer. It's it's actually exactly the same as that. It's just, if I want to play games that are coming out, I need this console.
Yeah.
I'm not a very big gamer, but I certainly play enough to have
I'm excited to like hop in, get in on the ground floor of a console.
Yeah.
I am too. It's just expensive. That's all it is.
Yeah, I mean, like the all year I've been knowing that like PS5's coming out this year. I'm gonna have to spend about $1,000 to like set myself up on it. So to get the console, few games, maybe another controller.
Yeah. God,
Speaking
another
of the controller, I'm very excited. Yeah, I'm very excited for the controller, like, because it's not called DualShock anymore. It's DualSense, and it's haptic feedback rather than like the rumble. So like normally the vibration is done by essentially like a little an asymmetrical weight that is rotated at speed, and it creates the sensation of vibration. This is something else. I'm not too sure, but it's like you can feel like raindrops on it, apparently. Like things like that.
Kratos is inside it, and he's just like caressing your hands.
Kratos is caressing.
Yeah.
How familiar are you with the character of Kratos? I don't think he's a caressing type.
Caressing with his blades.
Hey, well, are you going to buy one, Emily? How early do you think you'll buy one?
I'm definitely gonna get one because I have a PS2 right now.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
The best one.
Yeah. Like through moving shenanigans, I don't have my PS4 anymore, so I need to upgrade.
PS2 is the greatest console ever made.
It is, and I
Well,
I do love it.
So after all the games I've said I'm probably not going to play, I've now also stated how much of a chump I am that I'm also going to buy a $1,000 console to not play these games on.
Just to play Oddworld Soulstorm.
Yeah, exactly. So let us know down in the comments of wherever you're watching this if you're going to buy one and what games you're looking forward to. And if you like this podcast, please like us on Facebook, like us on YouTube. Like us on YouTube. You can do that. You can also subscribe to us on YouTube. You can also you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter. You can email us at cultpoptionmedia@gmail.com and join our Discord, join our Patreon.
Join our Patreon, help pay for our PS4.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Stay tuned for the post-credit scene at the end of this episode, which we recorded just before this started. And there's a little surprise, a little Emily-shaped surprise in it. And will, inexplicably, if my maths is right, tick this episode to over 2 hours long, which is not what I wanted it to be.
Yeah, you see, this is going to be a short one tonight, guys.
Yeah, exactly. But them's the breaks.
You can fix it in post.
All right, goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Whoa, Richard, hello.
Hello, Alex.
Oh, cool. Whatever. Welcome to the post-credit scene. What? We
don't need to introduce ourselves. It's the end of the podcast. People just want to get out of here. This is like when the teacher starts talking, like continues talking after the bell rings and says, "I don't dismiss you." No. Let me start that again. They say the bell doesn't dismiss you. I do, and they go, "I don't know why you're packing your bags because you're not allowed to go yet." And it's like, well, obviously, I have to get to my next fucking class.
Well, it's also kind of like when you stay past the credits of a blockbuster that you know, like a franchise blockbuster.
Yeah, it's probably more similar to that.
Yeah. So this is the post-credit scene where if you pay $5, I shouldn't say pay, donate $5 or more to our Patreon, www.patreon.com/cultpopture, then you can give us something to talk about or do in the post-credit scene. And this week, Richard, we are approaching a post-credit scene that we have been putting off since getting it, and it's from Jensen. This is what he asks. Hello, sorry for the delay. That's fine, Jensen. I finally thought of a post-credit scene.
We're sorry for the delay.
I'd love to hear a super short rap battle between AJ and Richard. If you're not comfortable doing that, though, that's totally fine, and I'll think of something else. Probably didn't need to read that last part. Look, we'll do it. I've been putting this off. Whenever we record these post-credit scene sessions, I've been like, we'll do the rap battle another time, because I'm not a rapper.
Yeah,
I don't listen to rap. I'm not particularly quick. I can do like subpar improv on a podcast that's, let's be honest, more about what our movie knowledge than our senses of humor. And when it is funny, it is meticulously planned.
Well, for you, maybe.
Written out humor. It's not always improv. But I can try to a rap battle.
So what I think is funny with what we could do with this is like talk about the process of coming to terms with doing this, because like literally every time
we could rap the process.
We record these in bunches, and every time we go, should we do Jensen's one? And we go, probably not ready yet, because like the whole time I've been like, I'll actually sit down and write something. And the thing is, like, obviously rap battles, is kind of synonymous with the idea of like a roast battle. And the thing is that, like, we know each other's insecurities, like, very well. And if I'm like in my head and like trying to think at the speed of light to get rhymes out, like to think of things and then think of how to make them rhyme while also rapping at the same time. This is, if we're doing like a freestyle. My mind is immediately going to go to like your deepest insecurities. And it's like, and it will genuinely hurt your feelings.
Yeah, I would get my feelings deeply hurt if I was ever roasted in any kind of, I don't know, if I was pulled on stage at a comedy thing to be roasted. And it's like, I don't, the phrase, you can give it, but you can't take it?
Yeah.
I don't give it because I can't take it. I don't give it because I can't take it. I like to think I'm relatively pleasant to all my friends because my nightmare is being made fun of by them.
Yeah.
That's one of my biggest insecurities is people making fun of me.
But today I was workshopping some rap ideas. Just by like, I was hanging out with our friend Dave and we were like, because he went through a phase of being real into freestyle rap, and he would like try and get me to do it as well, and I was just like so not confident in my ability to do it, and not willing to just kind of like let myself go and be willing to like it not make any sense and to completely fuck it up. But the thing that happened was because you and I have an ongoing, this is about to get a little bit not safe for work as well. So like parents, if you're listening, you probably turn it off. But you and I have like an ongoing battle about like who has bigger balls, like literally like the size of the testicles.
Here's what happened is we were talking just about guy stuff once. And I said to Richard, I don't think I'm particularly gifted in the shaft
Chris
department.
Evans.
I'm no Chris Evans, but I was like, I think maybe I've got big balls. I don't know. I don't have a very big frame of reference. My frame of reference is nowhere near as big as how big I think my balls are. And you said to me, "No, dude, that's my thing," which I was so not ready to have that said to me. Like everything about that being like only you can have big balls, and also the idea that like this had been established somewhere in your life,
and that I'd already based my personality around this, and you were trying to take it from me. And
so it became very funny for me to be like, I'm the one with the big balls, and you'd be like, no, that's my thing. And then whenever this would come up, you'd say, show me, and I would briefly consider it. And then be like, absolutely not. Have you ever taken a dick pic?
Have you?
I have.
Okay, I have.
For the express purpose of sending to someone who was asking for one.
Yeah, I would never do an unsolicited dick pic.
No, of course not. But I didn't send it to this person because there was no way to make that magic happen. There was no lighting in the world.
I do feel that. That it is very hard to make to take like an artsy dick pic. Anyway, this is all to say that during this rap, I was like, AJ, you've got big balls. AJ, you stop coming in the halls. And then every single rap I would attempt.
Come in.
Decent.
Emily's just arrived.
Hello.
We're in the middle of it, post-credit scenes, if you'd like to take a seat.
Oh, okay.
Hi. Every
yeah, a little bit. Your headphone, you can put them on and listen if you like.
She could join the rap battle. But so every rap that
up the stairs, I'm just gonna in the background.
All right. Sorry. Continue, Richard. We're just talking about our big balls.
But so after the AJ has big balls, stop coming in the halls rhyme couplet, every rhyme I would do would devolve into telling you to stop ejaculating in some room of the house. Right. So I can do a little bit of that for my verse. So it'd be like
We're doing a rap battle.
Oh. Nice.
Okay. Lay me down a beat. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but Alexander Jones, stop. Coming in the kitchen, stop. Coming in the kitchen, it might sound like I'm bitching, but actually, this is an intervention. AJ, you have to actually stop coming in the kitchen. AJ, wow. I want to get my cutlery, but AJ, you've made it slippery. AJ, stop coming in the kitchen. AJ. Something like that.
That was good. I felt like my beat was ultimately ignored. It was a creative decision from your end.
It was.
You were like,
it was.
Not good enough.
I after asking you to lay down a beat, I immediately regretted it and was like, I could have just found some Kevin MacLeod and chucked it under. But yeah. Anyway, that was my verse of the rap battle. I did lose my way a little bit because seeing you laugh tripped me up.
All right, here's my verse of the rap battle. Yeah. Richard, what are you doing? Richard, get away from the dog. Richard, having sex with the dog? No, Richard, don't have sex with the dog. Oh my God, sex with the dog. Richard's having sex with the dog. And that's why I don't do rap. All right.
AJ, stop coming in the dryer. AJ, and coming in the air fryer. AJ, my clothes are all crusty. AJ, I thought my dryer was rusty.
Wow, you're better at this than me. Hey, Richard. Richard, I know that you're sporting a 9-incher, but Richard, you shouldn't let the K9 into you.
Hey? Okay. The other thing that I was like workshopping was AJ rhymes with turning the frogs gay, and I thought I could do something with Alex Jones. AJ, Adam McKay, The Big Short, Minority Report, something like that, because you're short. But then we decided to make it not a roast battle.
Yeah. It'd be good if I was a minority. If I was short and a minority.
Yeah. And big.
That's the dream. Well, I hope this has been an enjoyable post-credit scene. I haven't enjoyed it.
I'm very confused.
I haven't enjoyed listening to it, and I haven't enjoyed performing it. So, there we go. All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye.